Hi everyone, my name is Miche, and we're going to start off with a little cheesy video that I made just to get things rolling a little bit. Here we go.
Sorry, that's as loud as it gets.
No worries.
Hola amigos, my name is Miche, and I live in my van. I'm a first-generation Mexican-American who just graduated from college. I want to show you guys my new home. It's a 1997 Ford Econoline high-top van, and it's pretty cool. Why don't we take a look inside? As you can see, my van's pretty cool. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I started to do this lifestyle in the first place.
And scene. Perfect. Awesome. That was a great idea with the microphone there. Nice save. So now I'm actually going to do my little PowerPoint presentation on a really slide I do, guys. How do I actually go into view full screen, baby? Full screen. Oh, it is full screen. Weird. You guys can see that, right? Cool. Alright, so my name is Miche, like I said. First generation, that's all boring. I have a logo! That's fun. Check it out. My friend made that. It's got cactuses and mountains. And there's my van! It's right there! So cute, tiny. You can find my videos on YouTube if you want. I started doing videos just because it was like a really fun hobby to do while I was traveling. And I was really inspired by another van dweller that I met on the road while I was traveling. But like, why travel in a van, or why live in a van? Here we go. Fuck yeah. Is that working? Is it working? Yes! Yes, bitch. Yes. Okay. So this is my van. This is where I came from. I came from Arizona, but like, why live in a van? It was for me just a way of escaping a lot of circumstances that I found myself in. I always felt really trapped when I was younger. Just growing up in a small town in a very traditional Mexican family, and financially just felt like I couldn't go anywhere because if I wanted to move anywhere, I had to pay rent and all this stuff. And after I graduated from college, I realized I wasn't making nearly enough money to move anywhere, and that terrified me. I was like, I hated the fact that I went to school. So I bought a van and I moved into it, and I traveled around the country looking for work. And this was like the best decision I ever made in my life. In my travels, I like met a bunch of people, and I did a lot of rock climbing. That was one of the main motivations for living in the van, is I saw people who were doing it just so that they could climb. And I was like, well, I could just like do everything, not just climb. I could work jobs, I can date people, I could do anything in this fucking thing. And I had, it's great. Some of the great things about the van life, like it's an instant filter. If like somebody doesn't like that you live in a van, it's like, bye, it's great to see you, I don't care. And I went to a lot of really cool events, like the Flash Foxy Women's Climbing Festival, and I climbed around with a lot of really cool people, met some other queers. There's so many queers at this. Oh my god, it's amazing. Like meeting other other queer people while you're traveling is like the best, because you're just like, I'm not alone. It's really, everything's fine. I can just travel and nobody's gonna be trying to kill me or anything. It just helped to like make a lot of those fears that I had go away. That's me being a pretzel. We're just gonna, my ass looks amazing on that. Okay. This is just some of the first like ever mountaineering experiences that I had, and I wasn't able to do any of these before until after I managed to save some money while living in the van, and then I could like pay for all the costs of like gear rentals and everything, hiring guides and stuff. So that was something that I was really excited about, being able to afford more outdoor adventures. So how the fuck did I do it? Here's how I did it. So I am self-taught in a lot of these different skills, including like camping and skills and hacks. Like that's pretty much what you're doing 24/7 while living in a van. You're just camping, even in like an urban environment. You know, where are you gonna take a shit? I don't know, the dumpster, behind the dumpster or something, or something. Don't do that. Don't do that. I usually use public restrooms or something, or in an emergency, in a pinch, I will use the bag. But that's TMI. Carpentry. Let's talk about carpentry. I had to build furniture for the first time. That was a headache. Don't do that. My favorite thing though was electrical circuitry, like learning electrical wiring and having to handle things that could kill you. It was the most terrifying, but also the most rewarding experience, because it just made so many more things possible, like having a refrigerator or being able to charge my computer and all kinds of stuff inside the van. And I was able to learn how to do solar panel installation, which I put on the van. That's not me, but this is the video that I used for the tutorial, which, by the way, for anything that you want to learn, there's a video for it. And also mechanical maintenance. I've been getting a lot better at being my own mechanic. I can switch my own brakes and do my own oil changes. I feel pretty snazzy about that. This is my favorite kind of porn. It's just Haynes full-size van repair manual. While traveling, I also made a conscious effort to eat healthier. When I first started, I just had like cereal and granola every day, and I got really sick. So you wanna like find something that works for you, and that did not work for me. What I found is that I waste a lot less food. So I only spend like $50 worth of food on groceries, and almost all of that gets eaten, and none of it goes to waste. So eating more vegetables it's difficult because they can go bad, especially in the summer. But having a little refrigerator helps. And then I am making like a conscious effort to decolonize my eating diet. I hate that word, but whatever. I'm trying to decolonize my diet because of some history that I learned about in this book that's called Decolonize Your Diet, written by some queer authors, and you should check it out. But mostly like white flour and a lot less meat, and more emphasis on like corn and vegetables and avocados and stuff like that. So I'm really stoked on being able to cook in the van. I also wanted to mention my friend Finding Simon. If you have an Instagram, look him up. It's Finding_Simon. He was a huge inspiration for me. We met up and we traveled for a little bit. And those are our vans with the sky overhead in like near Phoenix, Arizona. And he's this awesome guy that taught me a lot about van maintenance, about photography, about video, and also just like the spirit of the road, like how you go about your day when you wake up. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just lay around and do nothing? No, you gotta like plan a hike. Are you gonna work on your career? What are your pillars in life that you need to work on? Like, this guy was awesome. Also, he's a Leo and I'm Sagittarius, so it was like 2 fire signs rolling. It was awesome. But yeah, check him out. His name's Finding Simon. That's my friend Irving. We just, like this past weekend, we drove all the way to Boise, Idaho. It was like a 6-hour drive. It's awful. And then, but that night, the night before, we tried to like find a camping spot, and they had one, and we missed the exit. And we were like, let's just find another one. So then we found another one, and then we ended up going up this like mountain, and there's like snow everywhere. We're like, this is cool. We're gonna be snow camping, and we got the fucking car stuck, and so we spent like 3 hours just like shoveling snow with our bare hands, and eventually like inching the car back and forth on this like muddy, snowy road. We managed to get out, and now they have a sweet, awesome van that I'm gonna help them like learn about maintenance and solar panel installation and everything. So I'm really excited for my community to like grow, and that's a huge part of the van life, is when you meet other people who are also living in their van, who are also like employed and don't do hard drugs in their van. It's pretty sweet, you know? Speaking of that, of troubles, so the van life it's pretty sweet until it's not sweet. The van life can be extremely hard. It's really difficult sometimes. It's not for everybody. Some people, I bought my van up a couple that was living in it for 3 months, and then they just like gave up because it's really hard. I've been living in it for like a year and 5 months, I think. I don't know. I got it on Halloween. I like that. But there's a lot of issues that have come up. Everywhere you go, because you're technically homeless, there's all these like legalities and bureaucratic bullshit that you have to handle, like no parking. This is specifically vehicles over 22 feet long or 7 feet high. My van's 9 feet high, so I couldn't park there. There's a lot of things like that in the Bay Area. It was like almost like it's legal to be homeless or something. And I had a hard time in the Bay Area in general, in California. So this is me getting pulled over. This police officer harassed me for like 3 hours because I did an illegal U-turn because Google Maps was like, do a U-turn. So I was like, okay. And nope, get the fucking lights. And this was right before I took my How to Talk to Police 101 training, which is, short version is just don't. Just don't do it. And I was just an idiot. And he just like comes up to my window and he's yelling at me right away. He's like, why did you do that? I was like, I don't know. Why are your windows blocked up? Because the sun's out? I don't know. And then he made me get out of my vehicle, and I'm like freaking out because he wants to, they called 2 canine units, and then they made me, I had like weed in my van, and I have Arizona plates, so I was like, fuck, oh my god, I'm in California where it's legal, but I have Arizona plates, this is gonna be a problem, oh my god. So I just took my weed and I put it in a bucket, and I sat on the bucket the whole time that the police officer was like talking, and they ran the dogs through the inside of my van, and they kept asking me if there was anybody in the vehicle. I'm like, clearly there's a bed, and there's like a refrigerator and a crash pad. All I have is peanut butter. What are you fucking looking for? I don't know. But I guess they thought it was human trafficking or something, so they kept asking me shit. Eventually, they left me alone, but it took like 3 hours. I just wasted my time. So, van life is hard, but I've learned so much from this experience. And this quote, I don't know who made this quote. I hope whoever made it doesn't have like some weird, like, oh, he was a racist or something. But John Muir? It was John Muir? Sweet. No, I'm just kidding. But one thorn of experience is worth a whole wilderness of warning. That has been, I really like learning things the hard way, even though in the moment it can really suck. But I've been able to have really enriching life experiences, and I'm like, as an immigrant, you know, a child of field workers, and not coming from pretty like no opportunity in this tiny, small, ridiculous town, being able to travel all the way to Portland, Oregon, and Canada, and I've been to Mexico, and just like I've been able to see so much of the west coast of the country that I probably would have never been able to see if I hadn't made this decision. And right now I'm my girlfriend like broke up with me like a month or 2 ago. I don't know. That was a crazy weekend, but and it just like created this weird quarter-life crisis, and I was like, I'm gonna go into computer programming, even though I have no idea what I'm doing. But the inspiration is to like be able to travel and also have a steady source of income. And I'm good at learning languages, and I am excited to see what happens. But I'm gonna move on to a Q&A portion. So if anybody wants to ask any questions about like what it's like to be in the van life, from like, I don't know, pooping to dating to like whatever questions. I'm an open book, so I'll just, whatever you want. And take a minute to think about what you want to say. Yes.
How is it living with your, do you live with your dog?
Yes.
Is that your dog? How does that work out, like leaving your dog in the van when you're working or away?
Mm-hmm. So I'm super lucky. My jobs that I've had allow me to bring my dog to work. That's a huge thing. I'm always worried about that. Luckily, sorry, I was about to say, luckily I have a mental illness. That is not what, luckily, because of my mental illness, I can get my therapist to sign it off so I can have him have a vest and bring him into public spaces. And that has been really useful in like when the temperatures change, because whatever it is outside, it's only going to be like 5 or 10 degrees difference inside the van. So I have to watch out. His name's Solo, by the way. And I'll bring him into a cafe or something with his little vest, and that helps a lot with my anxiety, so he's not like being cooked alive in a van. So I definitely would not recommend having a dog in the van, though. That it makes it so much harder. Any other questions? Yes, in the back.
What would be the first piece of advice you'd give somebody that wanted to be about that van life?
The first piece of advice. Ooh, that's a good one. Just do it. Nike. Just do it. I'm wearing Nike! Oh, okay, next question. Yes. What do I do for work? I'm a naturalist for the city of Portland, and I do environmental education. I also do Spanish interpretation for immigrant communities with the garden department. Yeah.
Do you like travel around doing that?
No, I'm stationary here for now. So that's another thing. Being able to travel is like, I really want to just be traveling all the time. Being able to settle down for a little bit is fun, but I feel more tied down to my jobs than I do to the places, because I'm seeking work. I'm never like seeking experiences. I'm seeking work so I can make money, so I can have those experiences. And it's like, I mean, that sounds like everybody's experiences, but I really want to be able to just work full time on the road and leave whenever the fuck I want, instead of having to stay through a hot ass summer in the valley in California. That fucking sucks. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm looking into this computer programming thing. Any other questions? I got all the time. Yes.
How do you decide your next destination?
How do I decide my next destination? Oh my god, I'm so glad you asked that. I don't. I like literally do not decide. I have like a kind of like a long-term plan of things, but everything is so unclear. I ended up in Portland almost by accident because I was chasing the eclipse, the total solar eclipse that happened back in like, was it Salem? Yeah, I wanted to get pictures of it, so I like drove over, and I like a week before I was like, I'm gonna be in Portland or near Portland or something, and somebody had sent me some job applications or a job opening, so I like randomly applied to them, and then the week that the eclipse was happening, I get, you know, hey, come in for an interview, and then I got a job, and then I got a girlfriend, and then it was, okay, well, then I found a place I could park my van. I was like, okay, well, I'm fucking here now, I guess. But it's Portland, so it's like not the worst place for a queer kid to be living in a van, you know?